This wasn't the worst episode, but it definitely was not my favorite. Now, episode 4 just released. I just got done watching it, and I wrote down a lot of stuff. For this not being my favorite episode, I still have a lot to discuss. So let's go with this quickly. Episode 4 of Hard Knocks. The Bears did not start last week, or they didn't start their starters, sorry. So I wasn't expecting to see much of that, which is fine, but it made it a little bit more boring because they focused on people that either at the time were most likely not going to make it or just not make it. So they spent a lot of time with Ian Wheeler. No offense. I want to get this out of the way real quick. I don't care about Ian Wheeler. I'm sorry. I know I'm offensive. I know. Dude, he's a cool story, okay? Why are we not focusing on a start, like the starters? Come on. I mean, I understand, like, it's training camp stories being cut and stuff, but like, this is an opportunity to look into the Chicago Bears starters. Like, I want to know Montez Sweat's backstory, like Austin Booker's backstory, like Jalen Johnson, TJ Edwards hasn't even been mentioned. Tremaine Edmonds, come on. Jaquan Brisker, Kyler Gordon. And that's just the defense. Come on, like Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze is not getting nearly enough fucking time. Like, I'm getting my complaints out of the way now. Like, these episodes are just not at all what I'm asking for. Like, come on, dude. Tevin Jenkins. Darnell Wright. Somebody I give a fuck about. Come on, dude. I'm sorry. Click away now if you're offended by this, but I don't care about Austin Reed or Ian Wheeler. I want to actually see my team, not somebody who's going to be on another team next week. Come on, dude. All right, enough of the complaining. All right. Discussing the 53-man roster. It was really cool to, get a behind-the-scenes look at, Matt Eberflus, the running backs coach, the wide receivers coach, Shane Waldron, Ryan Poles, just all sitting there discussing like who they want to be in the 53-man roster. And then they show a training camp fight with Ian Wheeler getting trucked by somebody. I wasn't really sure who it was. I didn't see who it was. And then Montez Sweat and Matt Eberflus even had to step in the middle of it, which is pretty common in every training camp. There's going to be fights almost at every training camp, so not a big deal there. This was cool to see. They were practicing spiking. I was not expecting that at all. I mean, obviously you got to practice spiking. I just didn't think they would include it in a Hard Knocks episode. So they showed Caleb going over how to spike balls and also practicing spiking balls because apparently, I'm guessing it's different than college. I'm not a huge college guy, so that's probably why I don't know much about spiking the ball, but you cannot take a step back and like kind of fake that you're going to drop back, which makes sense, but pretty much he has to hike the ball and then throw it immediately at the ground instead of like flinching or taking one single step back. You can't do that. It's a 10-second runoff unless you have a timeout. I don't know. They went over it. It was kind of cool. I didn't think they were going to go over that. So Caleb looks like he has that down, or at least he should. And then the QBs, all the QBs, Austin Reed, Tyson Bagent, Brett Rippon, all went and made a celebration for Caleb Williams whenever he did good. So they were hyping him up, celebrating when Caleb did good in training camp. And they went like with the binoculars. That was cool. They had like their own celebration when Caleb did something good in training camp, which is cool. And then the quarterbacks, which was kind of weird. I don't know, maybe Caleb was doing something else, but all three quarterbacks Tyson Bagent, Brett Rippon, and Austin Reed, they all went to the Sears Tower. I'm kind of confused why Caleb was not part of that. All the quarterbacks besides Caleb were there, but they went to the Sears Tower, and I'm guessing all 3 of them, that was the first time being in there. I'm from Chicago. I lived there for 21 years, and I've only been in the Sears Tower like twice, and I've been up in the skybox only like twice. After going like once or twice, there's no point of going again. It's not that interesting, honestly. So that was cool. I mean, it's a Chicago thing to do, so why not include that in Hard Knocks? So that was cool. And then they went over Adrian Colbert, who was fighting for a roster spot as a defensive back, and unfortunately, they announced today that he did not make it. Even though he had a very strong end of the season or end of the preseason, but he unfortunately did not make it. He was close to making it, but I think Reddy Stewart had a little bit of a leg up on him, and he didn't even make it either. So they went over his story about how he was riding a bike one day and got ran over by a car, which is horrible. But thankfully, he is with us today. But unfortunately, he did not make the team. But he obviously has the heart. He really wants to do it. He cares. He cares about his team. But unfortunately, like I said, he did not make it. And then Roma Dunze went for I was kind of confused on what they were even doing. Him and another teammate, I forgot the other teammate, but they went to a grocery store, or a grocery store. I'm not sure where it was. Imagine just seeing Roma Dunze just walking around the grocery store, even though they had the Hard Knocks cameras there, so they probably told them, hey, we're going to film some shit. But they sent him to the store to pick out snacks for the team, which is kind of strange because normally they don't do that. I mean, normally you'll have like an intern do that or something. So they probably just had him do that for the episode. But normally they don't do that. You'll have like an assistant or an intern do that for you. But they were picking up snacks, candy, fruit, oranges, all that type of stuff you would have at the end of football practice. And then Ryan Bates had a story about dude wipes, and Theo Bennett, I keep forgetting how to say his name, but the other offensive lineman, the really funny one, he mistaked like wipes for dude wipes or something like that. I mean, it was kind of funny. I kind of forgot what exactly he said, but that guy is in like every episode and he has something funny to say. Unfortunately, he pulled his hamstring, so he's probably going to be out for the entire season. So that's the only reason he's there. Ian Wheeler's performance, that's what I wrote. I cannot remember. Apparently, yeah, the running backs coach, cannot remember his name. It's slipping my mind, but he seems like a good coach. He seems like an asshole at times. He seems like a dick at times, but he's really just trying to get Ian Wheeler and Velus Jones to their highest potential. So they said that he's improved over the 3 weeks drastically, and I can see where they're coming from. And then they go over Tyson Bagent's dad with arm wrestling, and Adrian Colbert with the little sound bowls. I don't remember what he said, but arm wrestling. Another thing is, I mean, it's cool. They keep including Tyson Bagent's dad, but I personally am just not interested in that. I kind of understand where they're coming from in that perspective, because Tyson Bagent is going to be part of our team for a little while, but they're focusing more on his dad than actual Tyson Bagent, which is just strange to me. I don't understand that, but whatever. And then McCole Hardman. Now we're at the preseason game. McCole Hardman was pretty much talking to Caleb Williams, saying, hey, I know you get nervous. You can say you don't get nervous, and then Caleb's like, yeah, I'll let you know if I get nervous week 1, which he probably will be. And I don't believe Caleb either. Oh, I don't get nervous. I don't get nervous. Yeah, you do, man. Yeah, you do. Especially in front of your hometown that you just got picked #1 overall. You're supposed to be the best quarterback in Bears franchise history, and you're the #1 overall pick. So, and then that was cool. And then Ian Wheeler, unfortunately, tore his ACL. That was very sad. Now, like I said, I don't personally care about Ian Wheeler because he probably won't be on the team. And yes, he did not make the team, but they are probably going to sign him to the practice squad. That's what kind of Ryan Poles goes over later in the episode. And then they placed him on IR, so he can't even really be on the practice squad until probably next year. So that was kind of sad. His mom really wanted the NFL to work out. Obviously, he went to go get his medical degree, so he probably could be doing that right now. But his passion is the NFL, is football. So I understand why they're showing so much Ian Wheeler, but my argument is I want to see other players on my team that's going to be on my team for the long haul. That's the whole point of these behind the scenes shit, is for that, in my opinion. I want to see more Caleb Williams, DeAndre Swift. They haven't even freaking mentioned DeAndre Swift, and he's our starting running back. I don't know. Austin Reed played great. He played great in the final preseason game. Unfortunately, it was not enough. He did not make the team. He was probably cut first before Brett Rippon. I really thought they were going to keep one or the other. I probably would have kept Brett Rippon just because he's more of the veteran. But Austin Reed played great. He played good, and he's got some passion in him, and I actually think he's funny. And just a kind of like a weird thing is I wanted to mention he's kind of ugly. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not the prettiest dude either, but that dude's kind of ugly. No offense. He's funny though. I really like him. And then he did a Trump impression, which was kind of good with Cole Kmet. They were just joking around. He's like, "I'm the best ever do it, the best ever." Like when he threw his first touchdown, that was cool. So, they're obviously they have senses of humor. They have a good sense of humor. They joke around with each other, and they're just team bonding, even though Austin Reed probably won't be there come next week. But Velus Jones, as our new running back, he had a great final preseason game, and that is one of the stories that I also don't care too much about, but I also do because he is going to be on our team. He did make the team. I didn't think he would, but then that transition to running back 100% made him make the team. So if he didn't transition to running back, he probably wouldn't have made the team. But I also wanted to mention, like, how many chances are we going to give Velus Jones? So yes, he had a great preseason game against backups for the Chiefs, but that was really it. I mean, are we really going to give him the ball in a game that matters for him to fuck it up? Like, honestly, if he fucks it up one more time, he's done in my book. He was already done last year when he kept muffing punts. He was done. And I'm surprised they gave him more chances. So if he goes out there and they give him a chance and he fucks it up, fumbles, whatever, he's done in my book. One time. One time. And I know that sounds harsh. One time, if you fumble the ball in a game that matters, at a time that matters, that's not the fourth quarter when we're down by 40 like the Chiefs. If you do that one time, you're done. You're cut. Done. I'm done with his ass. So, Velus Jones, cool that he made the team, but he needs to get his shit together when the games actually matter. All I'm saying. And then Austin Reed, again with the sense of humor. He was naming like, oh, the Patriots, the Dynasty, the 85 Bears. Yeah, screw all those teams. I'm talking about the 24 Chicago Bears preseason. We're the best team to ever do it. 4-0, baby. That was really, really cool. And then Ryan Poles, man. I like him more and more every day. More and more every day. Now, I keep saying it. I don't personally care too much about Ian Wheeler. But Ryan Poles clearly does. Okay? He tore his ACL. That was really sad when he hugged his mom for like 3 minutes straight. Obviously, they shed some tears together. His mom really cares about her son. And unfortunately, he probably wasn't going to make the team anyway, but tearing his ACL obviously 100% sealed the deal. So that was kind of sad. And then they show him walking into Ryan Poles' office. They discuss, what the future is going to look like for Ian Wheeler, and Ian Wheeler pretty much said, I want to stick around. And then Ryan Poles said, yes, you will stick around. We'll sign you to the practice squad. We'll have you around the facility so you can get your mental back, or your physicality back, but you got to keep the mental. You got to learn the playbook while you're on the bench. Okay? Like, not on the bench, but on the sideline, on the practice squad. Do your best to come back next year. Learn the playbook. Learn everything you can, but you can't do any of the physical stuff. You got to keep your body in the physical shape that you're in now, or even better. Learn the playbook, and just make another run at it next year. And he pretty much at the end of that, he said, hey man, I'm always open. My door is always open. My phone is always on. If you want to give me a call, if you want to vent, if you want to cry, if you want to just talk, I'm always here. That is the GM that I want. And it makes me love Ryan Poles even more. And I, for the first time in my life, really think that the McCaskies and Kevin Warren, Kevin Warren's only been here for 1 year, but I think the McCaskies finally got it right. And I'm glad they're staying in the background. Like, let Kevin Warren, Ian Cunningham, Ryan Poles, and that's it. Just let them make the decisions and just go about our day. So that was really all I wrote down. It was probably the worst episode yet, just because, in my opinion, they focused way too much on people that I don't care about. And it is training camp with the Chicago Bears, and they're focusing on players that are going to be cut. They're showing the bad side of football. They're showing the good side of football. They're showing the sad side of football. But as a Bears fan, as a fan of the Bears, I personally, I'm talking about myself, don't care about those storylines. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.